All right, good morning, good evening, and good afternoon, everybody. My name is David Esquire with Esquire Photography, and you are tuned in for another episode of How to Make the Most Out of Your Wedding Day. I'm currently joined with the famous Michael Bauch with Wedding Video Pro, located here in Long Beach, and he's going to share with you some tips and tidbits and tricks on how to save a little bit of time, a little bit of money, and hopefully your sanity on how to make the most out of your wedding day. So, Michael, thank you very much for joining me today.
Great. Thanks for having me, Dave. It's
Absolutely.
good to be on the show. Yeah.
It's been a great time working with you over the years. I know we've had the opportunity to go to like Solvang, Monterey, all over Southern California, and I know from you, just your personality, your direct approach, and your work ethic, you're the consummate professional when it comes to being a videographer.
Thanks. I appreciate that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I'm really excited that you're able to take time out of your crazy, wild calendar, I can totally relate, to be able to share with our viewers why somebody should hire a professional wedding videographer like yourself.
Sure.
Now, I know your story, but if you could share with our viewers how you got started in this industry, that'd be terrific.
Yeah, well, ironically, with all this HD equipment and all the great stuff coming out, 3D and HD and all these wonderful technologies, I actually started shooting with one of these little guys. It's actually a Super 8 camera. And, our parents probably used to shoot some films of us or neighbor kids down the street. And I got started shooting Super 8 film. Used to shoot little home movies and adventures and stuff like that.
Man.
And ironically enough, I've actually brought it back and I use it in my wedding videography sometimes as an option. So I shoot, really nice clean HD stuff, and then I'll mix in real film. I actually transfer it here, shoot it, project it, and mix it in with the video.
That's nice.
So it's got a really unique look that you can't really emulate just with a digital form.
I think you used that for Anna Marie and Lee's wedding up in Solvang.
Yeah, we did, and it worked great up there. I remember I shot some black and white, mixed it in, and I think they really enjoyed it too. And it was a winery. And
yes.
It just worked really, really well up there. And I've done some stuff actually at the Queen Mary here in Long Beach. And, people thought it was newsreel footage from the 1930s. So they thought, and I shot it the day of their wedding. And people said, wow, where'd you get that newsreel footage? They thought it was shot in the 30s or the 40s. And I shot it that morning.
That's so cool.
It just made me feel like, wow, this really works how it's supposed to.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Michael, that's awesome that it really is true about shooting a wedding, and it is like a documentary. Just, quite honestly, it is.
Yeah.
Now, when a person is considering, like a bride or a groom is considering hiring a professional wedding videographer like yourself, right. Could you share with them a feature about that?
Sure. I mean, one of the features is that a wedding videographer, a wedding photographer, almost can tell the future a little bit in a strange way. Wouldn't you say? Because we've done so many weddings, we sort of know what's going to come next. Although we can't say for sure, but we have an idea. So it's really about being in the right place at the right time. Mm-hmm. And, if people go to weddings, you can have a feel for it. But if you film them all the time, day in, day out, you sort of know what's coming up next. And that means you can be in the right place at the right time whenever possible. And those are the moments that the bride and groom really want to see. You got to be ready for when those moments happen. You can't be behind. You got to be slightly ahead.
What do you think the advantage is to that? I mean, when you're kind of being like a fortune teller.
Sure. The advantage is basically, you're hopefully not going to miss a magic moment. And a bride is going to get something on her video that she might not have ever imagined she would get captured, Sometimes people think, oh, the cocktail hour. Well, that's going to be sort of a boring time, on video. And, it can be. But also, when you're filming a cocktail hour, people aren't really noticing what you're up to. They're concentrating on chatting with their friends, they're having hors d'oeuvres and things like that. So you may capture this great moment with kids doing something funky in the corner, doing something goofy, or adults doing something that's just out of the ordinary that the bride and groom aren't getting to see. They're getting their pictures taken,
right.
And you might have just captured something that they really wish they could have been there to witness live, but they weren't there, and you were able to capture it.
Michael, those are some great features and advantages of why somebody should hire you, the professional videographer, for their wedding. But just quite honestly, what's in it for them? What's a benefit of hiring a professional videographer like you?
Sure. I think a wedding, it's a once-in-a-lifetime deal. So you really have to, I think, get it right the first time as far as you can. And when you hire someone professional, they know what a wedding's like. They're going to capture what happens because you really just have one chance to capture it. Right. And if there's candid moments happening throughout the day, if something happens, if you're relying on a friend or a non-professional to capture it, what if they don't? What if they don't? Because there really is just one chance to get it. Almost like a documentary, a moment happens, and you really just have to be ready to capture it. So what's in it for them is really capturing a moment that they might have lost.
It's true. It's very true. Now let's say the sky isn't blue tomorrow.
Yeah.
And our brides and grooms decide, you know what, we want to look around.
Yeah.
Can you share something, just a key feature, that like a takeaway,
Sure.
that they should keep in mind when hiring a professional videographer, other than you, if they decide
Sure.
not to hire you?
Yeah, sure. I think one of the things you want to do is make sure you see something more than just their demo. You know, because a demo you can make look really good. You're taking all the best parts of a certain wedding or several weddings and making a short demo. Make sure, if you have the time, which I suggest you do, is not only watch their demos online or watch their demo DVD, but actually come in and possibly click through a full-length wedding video and see how it's really put together.
That's brilliant. That's absolutely brilliant. That's wow, I'm impressed.
No, I think
really
it's a big takeaway, because you see so many demos online, and yeah, they should look really good, they're demos, but you need to see an actual wedding video too.
That's genius.
And you know, I put chapters on mine as an option, so that makes it so easy. We can click right to the vows, we can click right to the first dance, so you can see exactly what your wedding video is going to look like, not just a demo.
That's awesome. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Sure.
So there you have it, everybody. Thank you very much for joining us. Michael, can you share with our viewers where they could find you online?
Definitely, really easy. Go to weddingvideopro.com and you can find plenty of information. You can find the demos, and I'd be happy to set up a meeting with you also.
Excellent. Thank you very much. And if you happen to misplace the note on how to find Michael online, you can always go to the bottom of my website, and there's a badge right there that'll take you right to Michael's website as well. So thank you very much for joining us. My name is David Esquire with Esquire Photography. You've just seen another episode of How to Make the Most Out of Your Wedding Day, and I've been joined with Michael Bauch here with Wedding Video Pro. Michael, thank you very much.
Thanks so much.
Excellent.
Appreciate it.
Absolutely. We'll see you soon. Cheers.